my dear students, welcome back to Science Classroom. This is Jnanasundari here, one of the physics teacher of 10th standard. Nellai Nadar e-learning vibrant class, 10th standard physics, unit 1 laws of motion. Today's session we are going to see the important chapter conservation of linear momentum and rocket propulsion. Let's see the important question. Principle of conservation of linear momentum. Already we have learnt linear momentum, Newton's second law and Newton's third law. What is the formula of linear momentum? P is equal to mv. So linear momentum is equal to product of mass into velocity. P is the symbol of momentum and m is the symbol of mass and v is the symbol of velocity. So Newton's second law, F is equal to m into v minus u divided by t. So v minus u by t is the acceleration. So F is equal to m into a. That we know already. So what is the Newton's third law formula? Fb is equal to minus Fa. So for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. They always act on two different bodies. So using these three formulas we are going to derive easily the principle of conservation of linear momentum. There is no change in the linear momentum of a system of bodies as long as no net external force acts on them. Let us prove the law of conservation of linear momentum. Proof. Let two bodies A and B having the masses m1 and m2 move with the initial velocity u1 and u2 in a straight line. Let the velocity of the first body be higher than that of the second body, that is u1 is greater than u2. During interval of time t second, they tend to have a collision. After the impact of both of them moving along the same straight line with the velocity v1 and v2 respectively. So m1 is the mass of the first object, m2 is the mass of the second object, and u1 is the initial velocity of the first object, u2 is initial velocity of the second object, v1 final velocity of the first object, v2 final velocity of the second object. Force on body B due to A. Now we are going to use Newton's second law. What is the Newton's second law formula? F is equal to m into v minus u divided by t. Here two object is there. So first object name A and second object name B. So force on body B due to A. So the formula is Fa is equal to m2 into v2 minus u2 divided by t. Force on body A due to B. So Fb is equal to m1 into u1 minus v1 minus u1 divided by t. Now applying the Newton's second law of motion, already we know that the formula action is equal to reaction. So Fb is equal to minus Fa. So the minus sign indicates opposite directions. we know that the value of FB and FA. So substitute these values. M1 into V1 minus U1 divided by T, that is FB value, is equal to minus FA value M2 into V2 minus U2 divided by T. Now we are going to calculate before collision, during collision and after collision. So when one object exerts a force on other object, the other object also exerts an equal and opposite force on the first object. So exerted by object A is equal to force exerted by object B. So already we know that. So first object FA is equal to M1 into V1 minus U1 divided by T. So FB is equal to M2 into V2 minus U2 divided by T. So the time of collision is same. So cancelling T. So M1 into V1 minus U1 is equal to minus M2 into V2 minus U2. Now we multiply M1 inside the bracket. Similarly, the minus M2 is multiplying by inside the bracket. So M1 into V1 minus M1 into U1 is equal to minus M2 into V2 plus minus M2 and minus U2. So minus into minus plus becomes plus. Minus into minus becomes plus. So plus M2 U2. Now M1, now we can rearrange the formula. That means V family left hand side and U family right hand side. We can arrange like this. So M1 V1 plus M2 minus M2 V2 is there. Is coming out of the equal, is coming to right hand side to left hand side. The sign will be changed. So plus M2 V2 is equal to M2 U2 already is there plus minus M1 U1 is comes to left hand side to right hand side. The sign will be changed. So M1 U1. So M1 V1 plus M2 V2. The V family is there in left hand side. Then is equal to U family in right hand side. M2 U2 plus M1 U1. So M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to M1 U1 plus M2 U2. So the final momentum of two objects, that is M1 V1 plus M2 V2, is equal to original momentum of two objects. Thus momentum is conserved. So in the absence of an external force, the algebraic sum of the momentum after collision is numerically equal to the algebraic sum of the momentum before collision. Hence, the law of conservation of linear momentum is proved. Let's see rocket propulsion. Rocket propulsion, that means the propulsion of rockets is based on the law of conservation of linear momentum as well as Newton's third law of motion. Rockets are filled with fuel, either liquid or solid, in the propellant tank. Two types of propellant tanks are there. One is solid propellants, another one is liquid propellants. Solid propellants containing black powder or gunpowder, homogeneous single base, double base and triple base. Heterogeneous, that means composite. So composite or double base. A liquid propellant contains mono propellant tank and bipropellant tank. So the bipropellant tank contains petroleum, cryogenic and hypergolic. When the rocket is fired, this fuel is burnt and the hot gas is ejected with a high speed from the nozzle of the rocket. This is the nozzle of the rocket, producing huge momentum to balance the momentum, and equal and opposite reaction force is produced in the combustion chamber. Combustion chamber, which makes the rocket project forward. So what is the role of combustion chamber in rocket? In a rocket engine, fuel and a source of oxygen called an oxidizer. So what is oxidizer? Fuel and a source of oxygen called an oxidizer are mixed and exploded in a combustion chamber. So the combustion produces hot exhaust which is passed through a nozzle. Just now we have seen, no children? So nozzle to accelerate the flow and produce thrust. While in motion, the mass of the rocket gradually decreases until the fuel is completely burnt out. Since there is no net external force acting on it, the linear momentum of the system is conserved. The mass of the rocket decreases with altitude, which results in the gradual increase in velocity of the rocket. At one stage, it reaches the velocity which is sufficient to escape from the gravitational pull of the earth. So this velocity is called escape velocity. Next we are going to see the important topic, Newton's universal law of gravitation. This law states that every particle of matter in the universe attracts every other particle with a force. This force is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the center of these masses. The direction of the force acts along the line joining the masses. So, the force between the masses, consider two masses, the force between the masses is always attractive and it does not depend on the medium where they are placed. Let M1 and M2 be the masses of two bodies, and A and B are placed r meter apart in space. So force is directly proportional to product of their masses. So M1 and M2. So we are considering the two objects. So one object mass is M1, the another object mass is M2. So we know that the vector quantity, that is magnitude and direction. So force is a vector quantity. Here the force is directly proportional to the product of their masses. So F proportional M1 and M2, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the centers of these masses. So F is inversely proportional to square of the distance. So 1 by r square. So every object in the universe attracts every other object with a, very good children, force. That is gravitational force. So on becoming the above two expressions, F proportional M1 into M2 divided by R square, then we know that the capital G is the universal constant. So instead of proportional and equal, we should write here G. So F is equal to G m1 m2 divided by r square. So G is the universal gravitational constant. Its value in SI unit 6.64674 6.674 in 10 to the power of minus 11. The unit is Newton meter square kg divided by kg minus 2. So Newton meter square kg minus 2. Dear students, if you have any queries, ask through the WhatsApp. Your doubts will be clarified during online classes. Thank you.